Hey guys, Tonny here with another Warframe video, and in this video we'll be looking at Baruuk Prime, or should I say Archon Baruuk. So I have a build for Baruuk that makes him absolutely insanely overpowered in terms of DPS and kills, and when it comes to Baruuk, well obviously you do not want to piss him off, otherwise he will just red crit the hell out of you. Before we get into the build, let's take a look at the Archon Shards I have installed. So I have here 2 Amber Archon Shards for the effectiveness on energy. So basically I get 50 energy orbs per pickup, which is pretty good. Then I also have 3 shards for energy max at 150. So in total I get 450 energy. Alright, so here I have 5 formulas on the builds that I have for you. Even though the thumbnail says 4, I do have 5. You only need 4 formulas or 3 if you can somehow manage the formulas. I did mess up on a few formulas here, which is kind of stupid on my part. But let's just go ahead and take a look at the build here. So I do have a negative duration and efficiency, and there is a reason for that, and that is because I'm emphasizing on the Serene Storm as well as Desert Wind's damage. So with the reactive storm mod here, pretty much that is a mandatory mod for this. I do have a Subsumed Warcry, and there is a reason for this. This is a solo build, so if I am in deep shits, and sometimes I do take damage from an unknown source, Warcry's armor increase pretty much saved me for 1 bit there. Even though I do get only 1.45 seconds extra per kill, I kill pretty quick, so that doesn't bother me at all. The reason you want exactly or almost 200 range is because of the elude. So the elude angle will become 360, and you definitely want to cover yourself up. So I have Swift Momentum Aura for a good reason, I'll explain later. Power Grid for ability strength, Transit Fortitude for more ability strength, Eternal War Augment, of course, you gotta have that on here if you're using Warcry. Augur Secrets for more ability strength, as well as that energy spent on abilities is converted to shields, which is pretty good. Blind Rage for more ability strength. Don't worry about the efficiency, that's nothing. And Umbra Intensify for sentience as well as ability strength. For the arcanes I have here will be Multi Augmented, which is really good, so once I hit 250, I get more Desolate Hands, and Serene Storm's damage is increased. And maybe Warcry if I run out as well. Arcane Fury for the extra melee damage. If you're not down for those arcanes, Arcane Avenger does work, but with the build I'm about to show you, Arcane Avenger is obsolete. With the build I'm about to show you, attack speed does not really matter that much. You can have Arcane Guardian on this build, but it's not really required since you're pretty much going to negate most projectiles. This build is almost the exact same as my previous build, except that I do not have Eternal War. Instead, I have an ability which is Empower, and now this ability here, you guys can subsume whatever you want. You want Gloom? Put it on here. You want War? Put it on here. This is just a build as a placeholder for those that wants to use a different ability besides Warcry. So I have all the exact same mods, except that I replaced Eternal War for Mars Hatred. And I also have Umbra Fiber for more armor. The reason why you want to have more armor is because Elude does not really make you God mode the entire time. So maybe Eclipse might help here maybe, or Nourish. Arcanes are the same, of course. So here is my stat stick for Desert Wind, and yes, there is a stat stick for Desert Wind, and that is the Crowbar and Crane for the signature weapon for Baruuk. I highly recommend Vinka Prime, however, for the extra combo multiplier, and there is a reason for that later on, but first let's take a look at the mods I have here. So Aura mod doesn't really matter here, except maybe there's some Aura mods that adds extra combo chance, or combo counts, or whatever. So I have Drifting Contact for extra combo duration, that's what I want, so every single mod possible, put this on here for combo duration. I have Quickening for combo count chance, definitely a must have, and an attack speed, which is great here. Gladiator mod set, that's mandatory, this is absolutely mandatory. I have a Ribbon here for combo count chance as well as duration. Do you need a Ribbon? Nope. Enduring Strike, you never seen this before on a melee weapon. Well, the reason why I have Enduring Strike is because this weapon itself actually lifts enemies for some stupid reason. So if I do have lifted enemies, I do get an additional combo count chance, which is pretty good. Then I have combo count for extra combo duration. Before I even get into the Desert Wind build, I have a focus tree which I highly recommend you use, and that is Naramon. Yes, Naramon, you gotta have this, and the reason being is for power spike. Alright, so here is the Desert Wind Prime build, and this is the bread and butter of your main damage. So I have Sacrificial Steel for the critical chance, definitely mandatory. Prime Fever Strike, mandatory mod. Shocking Touch, North Wind, and Molten Impact. These are optional mods here. You can definitely switch around to your status types. For instance, if you just want Corrosive, only put Corrosive and some attack speed mods on here, or damage mods. But otherwise, usually I have all status mods because I'm going for pure total damage. And then I have Prime Pressure Point, and I have Corrupt Charge, which I will definitely explain later on once I give you an idea on how to get red crits. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly how Corrupt Charge works with this build. Now, if you're not using Corrupt Charge, you will occasionally get orange-yellow crits because you accidentally hit an enemy. When that happens, you definitely want to get rid of that combo count from your Desert Wind Prime as soon as possible. So Combat Discipline is definitely recommended if you accidentally hit an enemy without Corrupt Charge, and that's pretty annoying. If you don't understand what I'm saying, well, I'm going to explain how Gladiator Set mods work. So usually, you definitely want to be able to get a high crit chance multiplier. However, the effects only apply to the most recent change in a combo multiplier of any melee weapon. It could be your melee weapon itself, or it can be your exalted weapon. If your exalted weapon has a change in combo count, then the Gladiator mod set will apply its effect from your exalted weapon. Your melee weapon will still apply, only if there is a change, and it's pretty messed up on how it changes too. So in order to negate all of that, the Corrupt Charge basically tricks the Gladiator mod set that you are still in process of getting or removing a combo count. With this logic, you should maintain red crits no matter what you do, as long as you don't hit as much enemies. So if you accidentally hit 1 or 2, that is totally fine. You should still maintain your red crits. So if you look at the bottom right, you will see that's 2x out of 30, and it's constantly going to be doing its process of either increasing or decreasing its combo count thing. Occasionally, if you do hit a lot of enemies, you will sometimes see 1 or 2 orange crits, but that's only for a split second. It's because don't forget that your combo multiplier on your melee weapon is changing. I think it's a bug, but it's not a big deal. If you're up against tanky enemies like Eximus, obviously your Serene Storm won't kill him pretty quick, so you definitely want to use your Parazon. Here is the mods you definitely want for Parazon. Blood for energy for more energy, obviously. Power Drain for Serene Storm or Desolate Hands. Swift Mercy for quick kills, obviously. And that is it for this video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you guys. Peace out.